Hello and welcome to the Tip of the Week. I'm Dr. Amy Starr with the Mesa Veterinary Clinic, Paws and Hooves Mobile Veterinary Services, and San Francisco Stables. So I want to continue to wish everyone a happy holidays, and this week I want to talk to everyone about cats. So those of you who have cats or are thinking of getting cats for the holidays, pay attention. And basically the main thing I want to talk to you about is the feline leukemia. But along with that, there's other diseases that need to be, taken aware of as well. So leukemia is a virus that can infect the cat while it's in the uterus, so while it's a fetus growing, or after it's born. Anytime, usually within the first year of life, and it is deadly. It's a deadly virus that will weaken the system and make them more susceptible to other infections, and unfortunately, eventually be fatal. So the main prevention of feline leukemia is to vaccinate all cats, and the way that we do this is we vaccinate all kittens as young kittens. They get their 2 boosters after doing a feline leukemia test. It's really important, if you have a cat, make sure that as soon as you get the cat that you feline leukemia test it for numerous reasons. 1, you want to make sure and know if your pet is safe or not. 2, if it is positive, you do not want to let it around any other cats because you're putting all other cats at risk. So it's positive, it should never go outside. It's going to continue to spread the disease outside. And if you have other cats in the house, they need to be kept separate. Once you have the cat tested and found that it's negative, hopefully, then you do the 2 sets of vaccines as kittens. And then after that, it kind of depends on their lifestyle. If they're indoors strictly, so they never go outside, they don't have a high possibility of getting in contact with other cats that aren't tested, then you don't necessarily need to vaccinate after the first year of life. Always vaccinate the first year of life because that's when we see the majority of infections happening. But after that, if they're strictly indoors, you don't need to vaccinate. If they're indoor-outdoors or predominantly outdoors, then make sure that you vaccinate them every year. You want to keep your cats healthy. Along with the leukemia, there are 2 other deadly diseases that are also viruses that we consider kind of the 3 deadly viruses in cats. And one of them is coronavirus, and the other is FIV, which is feline immunodeficiency virus, which is basically like HIV, but in cats. The coronavirus is kind of interesting because a lot of cats have coronavirus, and some will get a disease called FIP and some won't. So not necessarily to be alarmed about if your cat comes up positive for that, but definitely we want to diminish the spread of that disease. So we do recommend knowing if your cat has it, because obviously if they have it and they're spreading it around, then that makes for a higher potential of cats who can convert to the deadly disease FIP. So make sure and again, kind of keep your cats indoors and as safe as possible. The FIV, just like in humans, it does cause severe debility to the immune system, where they can get other infections and have a lot of debilitation and eventually usually pass away from the other infections. Not always will they get them, usually takes a long time, but it is a pretty serious disease. So if you have kitties, the very best for your kitties is to keep them inside, keep them away from cars, which, every day, not every day, but a couple times a month I see cats dead on the road, which is really sad. So keep them indoors, keep them away from fighting. Fighting is the main spread of disease, and make sure you spay and neuter them so that they also are less, have a less tendency to fight and to roam, and protect them from the different reproductive cancers that can happen. So if you have a kitty or you're planning on getting one for the holidays, please feel free to come on in and ask us any questions. We would love to do some education and make sure your cats are staying as healthy as possible. Oh, and one last thing, cats also need heartworm prevention and dewormers. So make sure that you're doing a deworming, even if your cats are indoors only. We do see diseases in indoor cats. You can track things in on your shoes. A mosquito can fly inside the house. So they're not 100% protected from those things, even if they're inside. So make sure you keep them protected. All right, I hope everybody has a wonderful holidays and a happy week. Thank you. Bye-bye.